Zip disk. What is a zip disk? Zip? Yes, Senuga.
සර් second point එකේ වන්න පුළුවන්ද?
මොකේද?
floppy disk එකේ.
Yes, floppy disk second point. Shall I read you that?
Okay sir.
එන්න බලන්න chat එක save වුණාද කියලා බලන්න. No, the chat isn't there. Like this, write down. Finally, final paragraph, write down. Floppy disk uses to carry small amounts of data. Then a maximum capacity of the floppy disk is. Do others need this? Only Senuka. What about others? Have you all write down this? Oh, waiting to write down. ලියලාද තියෙන්නේ? ඔක්කොම ටික? Right, okay. Senuka, I sent it. Okay, now we'll see what is a zip disk. Actually, the zip disk is very similar to the it's very similar size in floppy disk. Zip disk is very similar size in a floppy disk. It's very similar to the floppy disk, but the capacity of the zip disk is higher than a floppy disk. The capacity of the zip disk is higher than floppy disk. So the capacity is 100 MB, 250 MB, and 750 MB, like that. I'll show you the zip disk and the drive. Look at the screen now. Here, this is the zip disk. This is the zip disk. This is the zip disk drive. This is the zip disk drive. That drive is zip disk drive is little bit qualitier than floppy disk drive. Zip drive එක ටිකක් quality. Zip drive එක, right? Also, the capacities of the zip disk are higher than floppy disk. Maybe around 100 MB, 250 MB, and 750 MB are the capacities of the zip disks. So we can store more amounts of data in zip disks, right? This is the zip disk. The working process of the zip disk also same, and the working process of the zip drive also same. Zip disk is using zip drive is using to read and write data with the zip disk. Working process is same. Only the appearance of the drive and the quality of the drive is little bit different from the floppy drive. Most of the zip drives are external. ගොඩක් zip drives external drives තමයි තිබුණේ. Zip drives, right? Okay, this is all about zip drive. Then we'll learn what is jazz disk. අපි බලමු jazz disks කියන්නේ මොනවද කියලා. Jazz disk. Here's the jazz disks. Here's the jazz disks. I'll show you. Here are the jazz disks. Wait, jazz disk. When a jazz disk එක. The jazz disk is a little bit heavier than floppy disk. The shape of the jazz disk also little bit different from the floppy disk and the zip disk. Also, the capacity of the jazz disk is very high. Maximum capacity of the jazz disks was 2 GB. Maximum capacity එක තියෙන jazz disk වල 2 GB. The working process of the jazz disk also same as floppy disk and the zip disk. So we are using jazz disk drive to read and write data with the jazz disk. The particular drive also an external one. Jazz disk drive එකක් තමයි මේ තියෙන්නේ. මෙන්න jazz drive එක. This one also an external one. මෙයාත් external. USB එකෙන් plug කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. External එක. Right? Also the working process of the jazz disk is very similar to floppy disk and the zip disk drive. The maximum capacity of the jazz disk is 2 GB. Here are the jazz disk drives. Here are the jazz disk drives. In some jazz disk drives used parallel cable, a parallel data cable to fix to the computer through the parallel port. සමහර jazz disk drives පාවිච්චි කරේ අර parallel data cable එක. ඒ කියන්නේ parallel port එක හරහා computer එකට connect කරා. On early days there wasn't USB ports. Understood that? Have you all clear the things about zip disk and the jazz disk? Jan? Naomi?
floppy disk के ඔක්කොම ටෙක්නොලොජි එක එකමද?
එක ටෙක්නොලොජි.
එතකොට සර් PC එක කනෙක්ට් වෙන්නේ කොහොමද?
මොකටද?
දැන් ඔය floppy disk and jazz disk zip
Right.
එකේ drive එක තියෙන්නේ.
floppy
ඒක
disk.
PC එක කනෙක්ට් වෙන්නේ
floppy disk එක connect කරන්නේ in those early days. Wait a minute. Early days there was a small IDE port like this. Small IDE port like this in a motherboard to connect the floppy disk drive. In the early days, there was a small IDE port like this to connect the floppy disk drive. It's connecting with the data cable. The particular data cable is by the shape, it's similar to the IDE cable, normal IDE cable. It is also a type of IDE cable or PATA cable, but the size of the IDE cable is smaller than normal PATA or IDE cable. It means the pins of the particular IDE port is less than normal IDE port. එකනේ floppy disk එකේ floppy disk drive එක plug කරන්න තිබුණේ මේ IDE port එක වගේම පොඩි port එකක්. ටිකක් ප්‍රමාණය pins ගන්න අඩුයි මේ port එකේ. එතකොට use කරේත් IDE cable එක. ඒ IDE cable එක floppy disk එක මේ normal අපේ පාට එහෙම නැත්නම් IDE cable එකට වඩා ටිකක් ප්‍රමාණයෙන් පොඩි එකම හැඩේ pins ගන්න අඩු නිසා තමයි ඒකේ පළලෙන් අඩු. Normally we can
එතකොට මේ zip floppy ඒව drive පාන කාලේ use කරලා තින්නේ.
ඔව්.
එතකොට AT motherboards වල වගේ pin ඇති නේද?
ඒවා තියෙනවා. දැන් මීට බලන්න මේ පොඩ wait a minute. I think Naomi had a motherboard like that. Naomi, do you have that motherboard? Ask from Aya. අපි එන සෙල්ලම් දානවා ඒ ක්ලාස් එකේ. Right. Okay, right. Very good. වෙලාවට මට මතක් වුණේ. Naomi, show me the board now.
So I also have.
ඕකේ නම් නැති වෙයි පුතේ. Naomi ගේ board එකේ ඔව් Naomi. තව පොඩ්ඩක් කිට්ටු කරන්න ඔය කහපාට ports දෙකක් තියෙනවා වගේ. Right. Here there are two IDE ports by yellow color. Next to that IDE ports, there's a black color port. Can you all look at that? Next to that two yellow color IDE ports, there's a small IDE port parallel to the yellow color two ports. මේ yellow color ports දෙකට පිටිපස්සේ අර බැටරිය මේ Zimos battery socket එකත් එක්ක තියෙන පොඩි port එක. black color. Have you all seen that? Naomi,
Yes, sir.
ඔතන ඇඟිල්ල තියන්නකෝ ඔය කහපාට port දෙක ගාව.
Yes, sir.
ඔයාගේ ඇඟිල්ල ගන්නකෝ එතෙන්ද. නෑ ඊට එහා පුතේ ඊට පිටිපස්සේ පුතේ. නෑ ඒ බැටරි සොකට් එකනේ. නෑ ඊට එහා. නෑ. ඔයා පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයාගේ පැත්තට පොඩ්ඩක් හරවගන්න මම පෙන්නන්නේ. ඔය කහපාට ports දෙකක් තියෙනවානේ. ඊට උඩින් තියෙනවා පොඩි කහපාට port එකට parallel තව කළු පාට port එක. කහපාට port දෙකට උඩින්. ඔය දෙකට උඩින් ඊට parallel ඕක නෙමෙයි. ඔය කෙලින් අතරනේ කහපාට port දෙක තියෙන පැත්තටම කළු පාට එකක් තියෙනවා. pins අඩු ගානේ. හොයාගන්න බෑ? නෑ ඒකත් නෙවෙයි. CMOS battery
අර කහ පාට දෙකට උඩින් තියෙන්නේ.
උඩින් CMOS battery තියෙන්නේ. අන්න හරි. That's right. අන්න. That is the port for the floppy disk. Okay, තමයි floppy disk එකට තියෙන port එක. That is also an IDE port, but it has less pins. Pins ගන්න අඩු. Right? Now you got the idea, Jahan?
Yes, sir.
Others? Yes, then Ihan asked another question about zip drives and jazz disk drives. Yes, those drives were external on those days. Those drives were external, but on those days there was no mostly USB drives, USB ports. Hmm? There wasn't USB ports those days. Those
එතකොට මේ PDS වල ජැස් වල zip වල අර transfer method එක speed ද?
මෙහෙමයි. When comparing with today, USB data transferring speed, it's slower. It's slower. In those days, they used mostly that parallel data cables to connect the drive with the parallel port. You remember? Have you all remember the parallel port using to connect printers? Remember that?
Yeah, yes sir.
Parallel port එකට තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාට ඔක ගැව්වේ. zip drive එක සහ jazz drive එක. ඊට පස්සේ ටිකක් මෑත කාලේ වෙනකොට ඕක USB කෙනුත් ආවා. But it wasn't used mostly. ගොඩක්ම use උනේ නැහැ මේක. Right. Now we'll write down the note. We'll come up to the note. Zip disk. Write down the note. Zip disk.
Sir.
ඔව් පුතා.
සර් මේ මට එවපු එක ගැලපෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ තියෙන එකත් එක්ක.
මොකද්ද ගැලපෙන්නේ නැත්තේ?
දැන් මම අන්තිමට second paragraph එකේ ලිව්වේ operates the floppy disk කියලා විතරයි.
Second paragraph එකේ ලිව්වේ operates the එහෙනම් ඔයා ගොඩක් ලියලා නැහැ නේ. ඉන්න බලන්න. Wait a minute. ගොඩක් ඔයාට මිස් වෙලා තියෙනවා.
සර් පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්ටර්නෙට් කනෙක්ෂන් එක වුණා. ඒක.
හරි පුතේ හරි. කමක් නැහැ. ඉන්න බලන්න. Magnetic storage medium, squared plastic case in it. This properties. When operates the floppy disk, right? Right. I'll send it again. Mandandana. පොඩ්ඩයින් මගේ මේ chat එකේ මම දාන්නේ ඒ ටික පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයාලට අයින් කරලා ඕන දාන්න නැත්නම් මට බලා ගන්න බැරි වෙනවා. Right.
අපෝසර් සර් chat save කරගන්න ඕනේ. මතේ සර්.
මට ඇහුණා chat save කරගන්නද කියලා ඇහුවේ. Right. On a month, now Senuka, check it. Now check it. I sent it.
Okay, sir. I received that.
Right. Now
Thank you.
write down the topic zip disk. Write down the topic zip disk. Zip disk is a high capacity of floppy disk. Zip disk is a high capacity of floppy disk. High capacity of floppy disk were initially released with the capacities of 100 MB, 250 MB, and 750 MB. Next paragraph, write down. By the working process and the appearance the zip disk is very similar to the floppy disk. By the working process and the appearance, the zip disk is very similar to the floppy disk. But
Sir,
yes, Puta.
sir මාව කට්ටුනා සිප් ඩිස්ක් වල
Katuna.
මාව කට්ටුනා sir. සිප් ඩිස්ක් කියලා
Oh,
ඕව sir සිග්නල් කට්ටුනා සිප් ඩිස්ක් කියලා ටොපික් එක ලියාගත්ත ඊට පස්සේ ටික ලියා ගන්න බැරුණා sir.
ඔන්න එව්ව ලියාගත්තු ටික දැන් එක්කෙනෙක්
එච්චර ලියාගන්න.
ලියාගත්තු එක එක්කෙනෙක් දැන් එව්ව බලන්න. දැක්ක? මතීෂ ලකීන්ද්‍ර කියලා එක්කෙනෙක් එව්වා ලියාගත්තු ටික.
ආ sir.
දැක්ක? කියනකොටම එව්වා. ඉන්වන් මම ඔයාලට දාන්න ආවේ.
ඔව් sir.
Right. Send it. Okay. Then, but the zip.
සර් ඒ පැරග්‍රාෆ් එක නෙවෙයි.
Huh?
වෙනම පැරග්‍රාෆ් එකක් නෙවෙයි sir.
No. Yeah, continue with that. Continue with the same one. But the zip drive is the device which was used to read, write data from the zip disk. But the zip drive is the device which was used to read, write data from the zip disk. It was An external device used with a parallel data cable. It was an external device used with a parallel data cable. Right. We'll finish the
Correct,
next one
sir.
also. Then today we finished magnetic media devices. Jazz disk. Next topic is jazz disk. JAZ. මම මේක ජනිදුර දෙවි ඔක්කොටම ආනේ එවල නෑනේ අනිත් අයට කිව්වෙත් නෑ. I sent it to you all again. But the zip drive is the device which was used to read write data from zip disk. It was an external device used with a parallel data cable. Next topic is jazz disk. It is also a highest capacity of a floppy disk. It is also a highest capacity of a floppy disk with the maximum capacity of 2 GB. With the maximum capacity of 2 GB. It is also a highest capacity of a floppy disk with a maximum capacity of 2 GB. Next paragraph, the drive used with the jazz disk was jazz drive. The drive used with the jazz disk was jazz drive. It was also an external device which mostly used with the parallel data cable. Next paragraph, by the working process, it is also similar to a floppy disk and the drive too. By the working process, it is also similar to a floppy disk and the drive too. Right. This is all about secondary storage devices. This is all about secondary storage devices, right? This is all about secondary storage devices. Right. So when you all are coming on next week, keep in mind to revise all the lessons from the beginning. Keep in mind to remind all the lessons from the beginning. Then Dulanjana Puta, you better try to contact some of your friends in this class. Yehan, Matisha, or Naomi, or Zenuka, or Janindu, or Akash. And try to get the notes from the beginning from them. Yalu ටිකක් set කරගන්න යාළුවෝ ඉන්නේ group එකේ කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. That is why I did make a group. So you all can share your ideas, notes, and everything. Dulanjana Puta, you better contact few of your friends and try to share the notes from them from the beginning, right? Then because
Okay, sir.
I plan to give a little assessment on next day by all the lessons from the beginning to now. මම plan කරන් ඉන්නවා ඊළඟ දවසේ පොඩි assessment එකක් දෙන්න ඔයගලන්ට. මුල ඉඳන් කරපු දේවල් වලින්. Right? Therefore, keep in mind to remind all the lessons. Actually, pass this message to Anjani also because she got ill today. She got flu. I don't know because she has already put a message. Naomi passed the message to her also, herself also, right? Then next Saturday, I'll be able to give a little assessment to you all, right? Okay, then it's time to wind up now. It's time to wind up and stop the class. The time is sharp at 9. Then it's time to say goodbye and good night. Good night, everybody. Yes.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good night and sweet dreams to everybody.
Night, sir.
Bye bye, everybody. Stay safe. We'll meet on Saturday. Okay. Bye bye.